Narcissism and loneliness, the paradox of isolation amidst attention. Narcissistic individuals often seek admiration and validation as a way to bolster their self-esteem and maintain their idealized self-image. Despite their outward charm and ability to attract attention, many narcissists experience profound loneliness. This paradox arises from their difficulties in forming genuine emotional connections and their reliance on superficial interactions. This article delves into the relationship between narcissism and loneliness, exploring its psychological underpinnings, behavioral manifestations, and strategies for fostering meaningful connections. Understanding the narcissism-loneliness paradox. The loneliness experienced by narcissistic individuals is rooted in several psychological and behavioral factors. 1. Superficial relationships. Their focus on maintaining an idealized self-image leads to interactions that lack depth and authenticity. 2. Fear of vulnerability. Avoiding emotional openness prevents them from forming meaningful bonds. 3. Validation dependency. Constantly seeking external approval often alienates those around them, creating a cycle of shallow connections. 4. Emotional isolation. A lack of empathy and difficulty understanding others' emotions further hinders genuine relationships. Behavioral manifestations of loneliness in narcissists. Loneliness in narcissistic individuals manifests in distinct patterns that influence their interactions and emotional state. Attention-seeking behaviors. Over-reliance on social media, using platforms to gain validation while avoiding genuine interpersonal interactions. Public displays of accomplishments, highlighting achievements to draw attention rather than build authentic connections. Emotional withdrawal. Avoidance of intimacy, keeping relationships at a surface level to avoid vulnerability. Self-isolation, retreating from others when they feel their self-image is threatened. Conflict and relationship strain. Criticism and blame, struggling to maintain healthy relationships due to unrealistic expectations and a tendency to deflect responsibility. Jealousy and rivalry, viewing others' successes as personal threats rather than opportunities for mutual celebration. The impact of loneliness on narcissistic individuals. The persistent loneliness experienced by narcissistic individuals has significant psychological and relational consequences. 1. Emotional instability. Feelings of emptiness and dissatisfaction exacerbate anxiety and depression. 2. Social disconnection. Repeated relationship breakdowns reinforce their sense of isolation. 3. Reduced self-worth. The inability to sustain meaningful connections undermines their self-esteem. 4. Cyclic patterns of behavior. Loneliness often drives increased attention-seeking, perpetuating the cycle of superficial interactions. Strategies for addressing loneliness. Both narcissistic individuals and those who interact with them can take steps to mitigate loneliness and foster authentic connections. For narcissistic individuals. 1. Develop self-awareness, reflect on behaviors that contribute to loneliness and identify areas for change. 2. Prioritize depth over quantity, focus on cultivating a few meaningful relationships rather than seeking widespread admiration. 3. Embrace vulnerability, practice sharing emotions and experiences to build trust and intimacy. 4. Engage in empathy-building activities, actively listen and seek to understand others' perspectives. 5. Seek therapy. Professional guidance can provide tools to address underlying fears and improve relational skills. For loved ones and colleagues. 1. Encourage open communication, create a safe space for honest dialogue and emotional expression. 2. Set boundaries, protect your own well-being while fostering mutual respect and understanding. 3. Celebrate genuine efforts, acknowledge and support small steps toward building meaningful connections. 4. Model authentic relationships, demonstrate the value of empathy, vulnerability, and trust in your interactions. Building a path to authentic connection. For narcissistic individuals, overcoming loneliness involves shifting focus from admiration to connection. Recognize that true fulfillment comes from mutual relationships rather than external validation. Fostering emotional resilience, develop coping mechanisms to handle vulnerability and rejection constructively. Investing in self-improvement, embrace personal growth as a foundation for stronger, more authentic bonds. Celebrating authenticity, value genuine interactions over appearances or status. Conclusion. The loneliness experienced by narcissistic individuals highlights the disconnect between their outward persona and inner emotional needs. By fostering self-awareness, empathy, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability, they can break the cycle of isolation and build deeper, more meaningful relationships. For those engaging with narcissists, patience, support, and clear boundaries are essential for navigating these dynamics and promoting mutual growth.